Well, hello. Well, you may have gathered from the air flight. I'm across the sea, not very far. I've come back to County Antrim in Northern Ireland. I'm here for a week, and this time I'm at the Giant's Causeway. It's a wonderful evening. During the course of this week, I hope to visit a number of fascinating scenic places, including Rathlin Island, Dunluce Castle, and I'll probably go to Derry as well. As in many other previous cases, I'm using the OM system, OM5, with the 12-45 lens, so I am travelling very light. So, right, time to get on with things. See you shortly. After the flight, I took the train to Coleraine, bus to Bushmills, where I stayed. I arrived in good time, allowing a visit to the Giant's Causeway, just a couple of miles away from town. The Causeway is a popular destination for coach parties from cruise ships docking at Belfast, 62 miles away. Therefore, best times for a visit are early morning or late evening. It is on a right of way, therefore free to visit. There is a charge for the National Trust car park, but free for members. My host chauffeured me there, and I walked all the way back. Weather was predominantly cloudy, punctuated by shafts of strong sunlight. This is a classic case for overexposed highlights, but they can be tamed by spot metering a highlight with underexposed areas corrected in Adobe Lightroom. ESP or matrix metering would overexpose highlights, making it difficult to correct in post-production. I continued beyond the Giant's Gate for the next half a mile to the amphitheatre, where the path suddenly ends due to a rockfall. This unique landscape has evolved over 60 million years, and I recommend acquisition of the excellent guidebook for more information, as I intend to stick to photography. However, anyone can see the visual relationship when passing the Giant's Organ. I returned a few days later when the weather was very different. The front element of my lens was now speckled by sea spray. It was futile trying to clean the lens, but by using a wide aperture, I reduced depth of field, making any blemishes on the lens invisible. I am on my way to Castle Rock in County Derry. A similar technique can be used for taking pictures through a carriage window by placing the camera against the glass. Any blemishes will not show, neither will unwanted reflections from inside the carriage. You may gather that weather is very important for my photographic success. I had a schedule in modular form, and the order could be switched. For the Bussenden Temple, high on a hill above Castle Rock, clear and preferably sunny conditions are essential, particularly if you wish to savour the glorious distant perspective of County Donegal in the Republic of Ireland. I went via the moors, under which the railway passes, so I waited for a train before making my way to Downhill Estate. The palace, now only a shell due to a fire in 1845, but the interior has been made safe. The romantic Mussenden Temple, perched on the edge of a precipitous cliff, escaped the fire, and in the estate's heyday served as a summer library. I was lucky that not many people were about. But I will clone the toilets out, and if you think the ship is a distraction, that can go too. The notice would take a little longer, but no doubt AI technology could come to my rescue, but not now, as I don't wish to upset the National Trust by removing one of their descriptive notices. Time to continue down the line to Derry, the walled city. Just before entering the station, I passed under the Peace Bridge. Opened in 2011, it is a symbol of peace, its graceful curves telling a story of triumph over adversity.
The next stop is Derry, Londonderry.
From the station, it was just a short walk to the Peace Bridge, which I crossed, gaining access to the walls of Derry. The walls were built between 1613 and 1619 by the newly founded the Honourable the Irish Society, and finance was obtained from the City of London. It was in 1613 by royal charter that Derry and its county were renamed Londonderry, a naming dispute that still exists today. The walls are about 1 mile in length and provide superb panoramic views of the city. I paid a visit to the cathedral, but outside the main photographic problem was finding a composition without people. Timing might have played a part, otherwise it was patience. Long walks are an integral part of my photographic policy in achieving successful shots, which I can intersperse by using public transport. I couldn't use my rail card or bus pass, but travel was still cheap, and the trains and buses looked new. On an early evening stroll of around 6 miles from Portrush to Dunluce Castle and Bushmills, I experienced and savoured some incredible weather as shower clouds, not without a moment of thunder and getting wet, accompanied my hike across the Strand. Because of high image contrast, my photo technique was to spot meter highlights followed by adjustments in Adobe Lightroom, a task planned as one and not two, based on experience. Rathlin Island, a couple of miles from Ballycastle, is rather like a Scottish island that has lost its way, ending up near Ireland. It certainly had that characteristic. The journey across the Sound was rather bumpy. Again, I donned my walking boots and headed for its locks and coast. The return was more sedate, this time on a car ferry, thank goodness. I could have stayed longer, as accommodation is available. Finding and planning a finale for the program was difficult, but I decided on a death-defying feat of being suspended 100 feet above a raging sea on a rope bridge. Okay, it was not quite like that, but I offered a few prayers first in Ballintoy Church before taking the cliff path. First erected for salmon fishermen in 1755, then it was not as safe to cross as it is today. I am told that it only had one handrail. You still need a good head for heights, and there are now 2 handrails to assist passage. I videoed my crossing, and if there was ever an excuse for camera shake, this is it.